Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to answer if Plug Power stock is a buy, a sell, or a hold. To answer the question, I'm going to look at revenue, profits, cash flow, and valuation. So let's jump right in with revenue. And looking at Plug Power's revenue over the years, it's evident that revenue growth is not an issue. The alternative energy company is seeing strong demand from end users of its hydrogen energy. Revenue has exploded all the way up to 879 million from relatively little revenue in 2020, close to just 200 million. So with that being said, the issue for Plug Power is profitability. And in its recent trailing 12-month period, operating profit margin came in at negative 88%. The good news is that this operating loss is improving from close to negative 100% around November of 2022 to negative 88%. The problem is that this growth is coming very slowly despite the explosive revenue growth. The company is investing in expanding manufacturing capacity, and it's said that when it ramps up output, its profit margins should improve as it will stop needing to purchase the energy from third-party providers. Still, investors have been waiting for some time for Plug Power to improve profitability, and some investors are losing hope. Cash flow from operations is even worse. If you look at the most recent trailing 12-month period, negative $1 billion in cash flow, and this has just been getting worse, heading in the wrong direction fast. Despite growth in revenue, the company continues generating losses in terms of profitability and cash flow, which means that it needs to tap capital markets, it needs to borrow money, it needs to sell more stock so that it can sustain itself and continue all these investments in growth where it's continuing to lose money. So finally, I wanted to look at valuation, and I chose to use the forward price to sales ratio. Judging by this metric, the stock has not been cheaper in the last year and a half or more, trading at a forward price to sales of 2.5. It used to trade at a forward price to sales of over 12 several times in the last year and a half or so. You're getting the stock right now at a fraction of its valuation of recent years. Although I will argue that the valuation should never have gotten this high to begin with. And so if you're getting a fraction of where it was before, doesn't necessarily mean it's a bargain. And so if you were to ask me today, I would say the stock is not a buy. I would say it's closer to a hold, maybe even a borderline to a sell, depending on your risk tolerance. If you're an extremely risk tolerant investor and you're willing to weather the ups and downs, the volatility, the riskiness of all this investment in expansion, then maybe it's closer to a hold for you. But if you don't have a strong appetite for risk, then Plug Power stock could be closer to a sell. Regardless, I would not rate this stock as a buy. Not yet. The company needs to show more progress in profitability, in improving the profit margins, in reducing the cash outflow from operations. But that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.